What's happening, party people? Yes, it's me. I am back. Always struggling with lighting. Let's see, trying to get this lighting more correct so I'm not burning. Burning over here. Burning. It's a little too good. It's good enough. So what's happening, party people? I am here to let you guys know and remind you that I have a website with parts for sale. Some of you guys like these 960 antenna switches. 850s didn't have them. However, I got a video showing you how to install this stuff in the 850s. Am I loud enough? Can you hear me? Let me know if I'm loud enough. I don't know if I'm loud enough. Will it use this microphone? Testing 1, 2. Not using the microphone that I wanted to use. Irvin, I'm doing good, man. Yes, I'm loud enough. That's what I need to know. In your 850 sedans, broken antennas, a problem. Because these cars didn't come with switches. Neither did S&Ps, S70s, C70s. Most of them had antenna switches. If you drive through, especially a car wash, you want to lower your antenna, and this is the switch to do it. A couple of the switches I was smart enough to leave the harness attached. Some of them I didn't. But if you find a gray harness behind the dash, it'll probably just plug into the switch. I wire these over to the radio, and I also wire them in the light system. So I got a few of these on my website, robertdiy.com. Some of you folks are trying to make your car faster, especially if you've upgraded the turbo, 18T hybrid or larger. You likely need a larger mass airflow sensor housing to get more air down to that turbo. I have a few of these Volvo 960 housings. Most tuners like you to use your 850 mass airflow sensor, so I didn't get those when I was at the salvage yard. Didn't want to pay extra for the sensor. However, I do have a few of the housings. So if you need one of these 960 mass airflow sensor housings, whether you have a big turbo or not, usually if you're running a 19T or larger, you probably need one of these housings. There may be other options for this, but if you want this option, here it is. Now, another thing that some people have done, I don't know how controversial it is. A lot of people was doing it before. Some people got away from it because it's post-turbo. However, some people upgrade the intake on their 850 SB70 turbos so that they can get more air in there, mix more fuel in there, help you blow by those Priuses like they're on the side of the road. If you do that, the easiest way to do it is to use a N8 intake manifold, a N8 throttle body. Those things are like 20% larger than the turbo throttle bodies. But the N8 intake throttle bodies have some kind of plastic piece on there that people believe restricts airflow. The 960s did not have that. The throttle plate on the 960s, 20% larger than the 850 turbo ones, the same size as the 850 NA ones, but it doesn't have that plastic restriction on it. I've heard people say they put these on their 850 NAs and they're getting better throttle response, seem to be getting a little more air in there, possibly, I don't know if it's increasing the horsepower or not. Now, I have put one of these on an S70 that had a 19T, And before and after was noticeable to me. It felt more like that car had an ETM on it than a regular cable and stuff on there, with that larger throttle body intake and this plate off of a 960. So I have that there. There are other things on that website. T-shirts like this, merch. If you own a P80 Volvo especially, you know there's just some things you got to deal with because it was built broke. It was built broke. I don't know how to get my finger there right. It was built broke. This is a picture of a burnt valve. This is the legendary check engine light. And this is the oil trap because the PCB system is clogged. So you can go over there and get stuff like that. Some of you guys may not know this. Most of you do. I have 2 storage units that really could be full of parts. Parts that I may or may not use, parts that I have because people request them. I have mass airflow sensors, OEM, used, tested, working fine. I have brake proportioning valves, very hard to find on 960s or any of these other cars. I have ECUs, easy to find, not always tested. You know, most of the stuff I sell is tested. I even have anti-sway bars. I have cylinder heads. I have valves. I get a lot of weird requests for stuff. People over in Europe like the US style bulb sockets so they can use the dual element bulb in their corner lights. I have those. I probably got about 10 left. I have wagon rear wings. I have 850 rear wings. I have 850 rear wing light attachments. I have the brackets for the 850 rear wings. I have the brackets for the rear wings on the wagons. V70 and 850 wagon cars. I probably got 4 or 5 of the wagon rear wings in various colors. I probably got silver. I probably got yellow. I probably got white. I probably got blue. I probably got maroon. I have these parts. They're not all on my website. I have A-pillars. Man, I've gone to see some people's cars. Their A-pillars are shattered. Now, I've seen some people cut the edge of the A-pillar and just replace from like the top of the door jamb down, and I've seen people replace it all the way back to where it meets the B-pillar. I have them either way. I have other trim. I have rear mud flaps for 850s and SB7. I had one guy over in Australia wanted to buy some 850 mud flaps rear and some alarm system stuff. And man, I'm pretty easy to get along with, but I really don't like a lot of going back and forth. You know, these are used parts. I'm not making a lot of money on them. I don't want to be taking 12 pictures of this and that. And, you know, if you want it, I got it. If for some reason I send you the wrong thing, send it back. I'll pay the postage and send it back to you. But I try to alleviate that with part numbers. I have probably 3 or 4 sets of rear mud flaps for the 850s, wagons, sedans. So, man, there's a lot of parts I got. If you guys need parts, Nita has done a lot in getting me organized and being able to find these parts. Now, the main problem I have is me moving. 1 week I'm in Chicago, 1 week I'm in St. Louis, 1 week I'm in Texas, 1 week I'm home. You know, I don't come home that often. So if you need a part that you need for your car to run, I normally have to dash to the local junkyard, find that part in the junkyard, pull that part, test it, then ship it to you. Kind of a custom request. So I normally like to be covered for that stuff. I used to just run to the junkyard, grab parts from people, try to find their name and number and contact, say, hey, I got this part. And that's why I got 2 storage facilities full of their parts, because by the time I get it, some of them say they didn't need it, some of them didn't like the price, some of them just ghost me. So it's like I'm stuck with a bunch of parts people say to it. Now, I've had people contact me in need. I'm actually going to show up to one of their doors because I sent this person a part. They said they was going to pay for it, never paid for it. They needed it really quick. I shipped it, paid me $65, never seen my money. Sent them a $280 part for $65, including the shipping. They stiffed me. So when I go to their town next time, I'm going to knock on their door. Didn't expect me to knock on your door, ask for about $65. Not too many people steal from me. Occasionally, very rare, have people stolen from me. I got a couple people stole little petty parts from me, no big deal. I still got a car out there that's half paid for. And that same person got me for about $3,500 worth of labor on his 50. So that was my bad. So that guy, he got me good. But most of the people that watch appreciate what they get from the content. They appreciate me. They treat me good. Occasionally, not that often, but occasionally, I run into a crook and I give them the benefit of the doubt and they stiff me. Ain't the end of the world. Better people than me get stolen from, so I count my blessings. Anyway, I am here. I do have parts. If you guys need parts, I may have them. If I don't have them, I can often go to a salvage yard to get them. Now, I don't always go to the salvage yard like I used to because I got 2 storage facilities full of parts. So if you need me to make a special trip for a part, the part's probably going to end up being close to retail. If I got to go to the salvage yard, like a really good salvage yard we have close by is in Louisville, Kentucky. They keep P80s down there, man. 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. If I got to go to Louisville, it's a 2-hour drive almost. Back is almost a 2-hour drive. I got kind of like a daily goal of how much money I need to make each day to live and survive. If I don't make that money, I'm doing something wrong. I need to make that money. So if I got to go 4-hour drive to get a part from you or for you, got to go in the salvage yard, pay to get in there, got to get the part, try to make sure I get one that works, sometimes test it, pack it, ship it. That's probably going to be 6, 7 hours of my day to make a special trip to get a part for you. It may be a $300 part if you was able to get it anywhere else. So it's probably going to be a $300, $400 part for me if I had to make a special trip. If I was already going down there, we could share the expenses with other people. Sometimes I'll have 3 people paying me to go to the same junkyard. So that the travel cost becomes $100 instead of $300. Then you get the part or 2 you need. It's a win-win for most people. But if I already have the part, I don't have to go to the junkyard. I just grab the part, package it up, ship it to you. I'm at the point now where shipping parts is such a pain and time-consuming that my minimum is coming in at around $25. If you don't have $25 to buy a part from me, you probably get it from somewhere else. However, I do have a few things that are less. And one of the things that I get made, I guess, in bulk is these little tools here. I got these tools on hand. Now you can buy this style tool from a tool company for about $30. I still sell these on my website for about $6. A piece of aluminum that you can put in the serpentine belt tensioner hole to turn the tension off of that serpentine belt tensioner and lock it open with a screw the right size. I normally sell this deal for $6, the screw and the block. I don't know if many of you know the story behind this, but it was kind of a pain in the butt trying to get that tension loose. 3/4 of an inch is too big, 1/2 inch too small, hard to take the tension off the serpentine belt. People taking 2 or 3 days to take the tension off the belt, have to get this special tool, too big for the toolbox tool. So I went to a metal shop in my area when I lived in Little Rock, Arkansas. I went there, I said, hey, I need a square about 11/16. How much? Can you sell me a little square like this? The guy said, I'll sell you one for $92. I was like, $92 for that? He said, yeah, $92. I said, dang. God told me to ask him how much for 2. I said, all right, how much for 2? He said, well, if you want 2, that'll be $93. How about for 3? For 3, that'll be $94. So for every one I get, it's an extra $1. Sure. I said, well, cut me 50 of them. I'm sure there's somebody in the community that will share that expense with me. So the guy cut me 50 of them. I put them up, I don't know where, for sale. On my PayPal, I think you can click a PayPal link, check out, $6. Shipping used to be $3, so it was $9. Now the shipping is, I don't know, $4.60 in most cases, $3.95 if you're across the street or something. So these are still on my website pretty cheap. I used to paint them yellow. It didn't pay to paint them yellow. You can paint them yellow. So if you drop it, you can find it. But it's kind of shiny. So usually if you drop it down that dark hole, you can find it. I've never dropped one of these. But those are still on my website pretty cheap. Something that I have not put on my website that I need to is these bearings. If you have a manual 850 or P80 car, maybe some of the other ones, maybe automatic too. But the shifter has this rubber kind of bushing in there. If that bushing goes bad, your shifting is sloppy. To get that shifting better, you can order some bearings that fit in, I think, like skateboards or something. So I'm going to list these bearings on my website for sale. I bought them in bulk so people can find them and not have to worry about getting the wrong size. It sucks when you order stuff, you get the wrong size. These fit good. I have these bearings on my website, $5 a piece. So those will still be cheap. You need 2 of them if you're doing 850s, if you're doing manual, if you're doing automatics. They're, I don't know, 1. So I still got those things that are going on there pretty cheap. But hey, if you need parts, check in with me. If I can get it, I will. Let me check my messages here, see if I need to answer any questions. Hey, Brenda, thank you for letting me know I'm loud enough. Irvin, love the videos, Robert. They have helped me with my 850 T5 several times. Keep up the good work. Thanks for taking the time to share your knowledge about the vehicles. Hello from Turkey. Wow, that's cool. I agree with you 100%. That's right. I'm coming for my $63. Maybe you should post out when you're going to the junkyard to ask people parts they need. Man, you know, there's some parts that sell before I leave the junkyard. The problem with going live is like sometimes I don't know I'm going to the junkyard. I sure don't know what cars they all have. So I mean, if I consider this like a small business, I guess I would do that. I consider it more fun than business, but unfortunately, in this great country, the USA, the leader in capitalism and being able to make money and have the liberties that we have, it's expensive living in this country. Like there ain't much freebies, and man, even your mama got to charge you for some stuff just to keep you stay around, and you keep her out of the house and home. So when I go to the junkyard, it's usually because I need something. Um, if you need something, some people tell me what they need. They give me a deposit. Irvin, you've done it. I go to the junkyard, bam. I find the part. I don't gotta call you. I just package it up, weigh it, say the shipping's this much. Hey, Irvin, I got that part. The balance is $12. You get a part probably worth $200 for $32.50. You know. Normally, I request like a $25 deposit on parts because I go in there, I buy a part, I pay 15, 20, $25 for it. I don't want to be out of pocket on top of being out of time. So, it works out okay. That would be nice. A few times I'm going live, but usually going live in the junkyard benefits 2 or 3 people, where you got 100 people need a part. So, if you need parts, get your eyes on parts. Heck, I even got light kits downstairs. I found out the other day I got 3 or 4 jewel headlights down there. One of them not in the best of shape, but 2 of them are in great shape. Better than these old raggedy headlights most of these cars have. I have other parts and sensors and blend door motors and stuff like that I have down there. I got dates that it was tested, even ECC units. Mita just told me I got about 12 radios down there. So I'm going to hook the radios up to some power, replace all the light bulbs in them, test them, make sure they work, sell them as reconditioned radios. Some people don't even know that these little switches have light bulbs in them. I get in a lot of cars. Well, let's just say 99% of the cars I get into have light bulbs out. Here's a little light bulb right there. I sell these bulbs on the website. I went to Volvo one time.
I'm sorry.
I went to Volvo one time and asked them how much they wanted for one of these little light bulbs. Those people told me that this little light bulb right there, $18 from Volvo. I was like, man, gotta be a cheaper place to get these bulbs. Now Honda sells one similar to it, a little shorter, and Volvo has some spots that you put shorter bulbs in for like $6 or something. I found some place where I can buy 1,000 of them, a buck a piece or something like that, or 100 of them. So I buy them, I put them on my website. You can buy 3 at a time, 5 at a time, 10 at a time. Cheap. I send them to you. You probably get 5 or 10 of them for $25, $30 on my site, and you don't got to pay $18 a piece for them on Volvo. I could put them in the little holder, or I can sell them to you raw. You can take them apart, put them in. I got video for all this stuff. There's light bulbs in the radio. I've heard of people paying Volvo several $100s, like $780 for a radio because it had some light bulbs burned out in it. They didn't know how to replace the light bulbs. These bulbs go in those radios. So I have that stuff there for you guys if you want it. And now my website, I kind of realized this, but not initially. When you check out on my website, it even asks you if you want to leave a tip. I was like, man, so occasionally I'll go in there I sell a part for $30, somebody will see, they'll be like, dang, that's a lot cheaper than it is on eBay or something, and they will hit me with a tip. Most people, I believe, hit me with a tip because they appreciate the content that they've seen, and over the years they've saved so much money. That's an opportunity for them to hit me with a tip, put a couple dollars in my tank of gas, and man, I'm off for gold. So, see if I got more comments I need to. I'm looking for grab handle tabs that are on the roof of each door. Those little tabs that are covering the screws. I need them in all. Well, funny you say that. I'll drop the link in the comment. I don't know. Those things, I just don't think they ever had good grabs to lock them in. I asked Alex over at Swedish Car Parts, hey, can you make these for us? He said, sure. I delivered a couple to him, a couple different colors. He had them things manufactured, perfect color match. And when you push them on there, they snap with a click. I hadn't had any of those things fall off, but he is a little proud of them. They are for sale on his website. I'll drop the link here. Now, I will say this. A lot of you guys with your S&V 70s, where your door pin comes up and down your pin, don't get me ideas, it has a grommet around there. He also sells that grommet that somehow melts away on your guys' door panels. So he's got those, I don't know, like 6 different colors. I didn't know there was so many different colored door panels, but he's got those. So you can do that. I have a pair of R door panel cards in my storage. I don't know if you know this, a lot of people don't. I have a guy overseas named James, he's a buddy of mine. He wrecked his car one time and he sent me a picture of it. And the joke was made that his dent would buff out. Now he's got a V70 all-wheel drive, and he sent me some pictures the other day. And one of his doors has a R door panel with the R style door panel card in there. The other 3 has the stock ones that, of course, the vinyl is stretched and puckered in. Just looks gross to me. But, I have a set of these R panel door panel cards in my storage. I don't need them. I don't have an SV70 card. I think I put them in there because I initially thought I'd get a V70. Now, I do want a V70 because I want a P80 card that I can test door latches. I'm selling door latches and door latches parts. There was somebody the other day told me they needed a door latch. I don't know if they ever sent the money for it. They probably found something somewhere else. I need to check and see if he did, because if he did, I need to send him his door latch. I don't think he did, because he would have sent me a message saying, hey, Robert, where's my door latch? But I have whole doors in storage. I have hoods. I probably got 3 extra hoods to 850s. I got 2 hoods for S&B 7. I got grills. I have 8 crate grills. I heard this starting to get a little hard to find. I have mesh grills. I have, I got all kind of parts. So I got fog lights. I got fog light brackets. Now, I was talking about me being on the road. Sometimes when I'm on the road and the part is here, you may have to wait till I get back here to get and ship you the part. I'm okay with that. If it's a part you need to jump in your car, drive it immediately, you need to let me know. Hey, I need this part soon. If you're in the middle of a restoration and this part needs to be had to keep going, let me know. I need this part soon. If you don't need the part soon, I'll send it to you when I get home. That works for a lot of people. Some people it don't. If you're watching the live and you haven't done so already, hit the like button, If you got a question or comment, you're more than welcome to go ahead and send that over there. I got a phone ringing, I got a door knocking. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on a second, let me see what Alex wants on the phone. Hey Alex, I'm on live on YouTube. What's going on? Yeah, you want me to call you back? All right, bye. Who in the world is out here? You need to move the car or something? A ride. Neighbor want to ride. Yeah, gets in his car. Ooh, wrecked his car broke one night. Lost his car, so now I ride him when I'm not busy. Got time. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'll put the link in the comment about these grab handle screw covers. Okay. Proprietary parts are expensive while they're here. What was the best source for turbo for my while they're here? What was the best source for turbo for my 740 B70 T5? Everything else works fine. Man, Turbo Tony has some of these turbos for the 240s, the 740s. I would check with Turbo Tony, tell him what you got. I went to Tony's place one time, walked in a closet. This closet was mound up with freaking turbo parts. So he's got turbos. He's been in the turbo business for probably, I'm trying to read my phone, probably been in the turbo business 36 years. So if you need a turbo rebuilt, need a part for a turbo that's not common, Tony's probably got it. Now I got a couple of turbos here. Yeah, I can do that. But if you want one fresh that you install, should last 100,000 miles or more, hit Turbo Tony. Let's see here. How much do you sell your ECUs for? I've acquired one that I don't know how much it's worth. ECUs at the salvage yard are somewhere between $50 and $65. So, you know, you can check eBay, see what they sell them for. If it's tested and good, that's probably a good thing. Now, the downside of specifically the 98 R ECU, for some strange reason, the R and the T5 are exactly the same when it comes to performance. They're both tuned at like 10.5 PSI. I don't know why they matched them. They just did. Now, the ECUs in different areas have different emission settings in there. So you kind of want to try to make sure that when you sell somebody ECU, they won't get a check engine light because the emissions on that ECU is different from the emissions on their vehicle. That's a pain in the butt. Now, I think Vast, if you are tuning the car, he puts a $75 core charge on ECU. I don't know if that's gone up or not. It used to be $75. So he used to sell for $75. Check with them then. The guy in Northwest Timber's has a bunch of Volvos in his yard. Okay. It's not an hour, but it's a manual, and I think he wants $2,000 for it. Teal color, not too bad looking. V70. So he's saying that there's a guy close to Chicago has a manual V70 for sale for like $2,000. Text him, but I think I know who I'm talking about before I got my original phone. Oh, yeah. Turbo Tony, never heard of him. I will drop Tony's information in the description. Not Turbo Tony, but that's what I call him, Turbo Tony. He has done all of my turbo rebuilds, except for the turbo that I'm running in Panther. I have a turbo right now, 19T hybrid in Panther that was made by Twisted Troy. So all my buddies got a name. If you don't have a name, I don't know where. We must not spend enough time together and talk enough. But all my buddies have a name. So yeah. So I just wanted to come on, let you guys know that it's too hot to work outside. I do have parts uploaded on the website. Mass airflow sensor housing, corner light, marker light things, bracket, adapters, different stuff like that. And we're slowly getting more stuff on there. And it's not only 850 stuff on there. Somebody bought a CEM from me a couple of days ago for an S40. Now, I didn't know this, but those CEMs are not programmed to the car. And usually, those CEMs being the central hub for all things on that car, different modules in that CEM can go bad. So, like, this guy had a sedan and he bought a wagon CEM from me because the lights went out in his sedan, and my wagon CEM had a bad rear wiper. His sedan doesn't need a rear wiper, so the CEM worked out great for him. I have throttle bodies from 07, 09 cars. I have cylinder heads from 740s with the dual VVT or whatever you call it, the double overhead cam red block engine. I had that thing on Facebook. I'm sure, I don't know if I had it on my website or not. I need to put it on my website. But that thing had to sell. People used to pay good money because they could get some nice performance out of those double overhead cam red block cylinder heads. I got the head, the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold, and some other bits to that package that I was selling at what I think is a reasonable price. So that stuff is there. Wooden steering wheels often found in America. There are a few wooden steering wheels. They said no wooden steering wheels to the U.S. All those went overseas. I do know a couple people that have them, $350, $400, $500. Me personally, the wooden steering wheels are too cold for me in the wintertime. I was trying to drive my buddy's XC90 one time with a wooden steering wheel. Man, 5 minutes into it, my elbows was hurting. That steering wheel was so cold. So if you buy a wooden steering wheel, make sure you have some driving gloves. But they did sell some on some of the P80s that had a veneer wood, but not solid wood steering wheel. So Daniel Walsh has a couple, I think, or one left wood steering wheel. And I know a guy in Oregon that has maybe one or two wooden steering wheels. But those are pretty steering wheels. Very pretty. Most of them, I think you need to get the 960 airbag to go with them. And man, I have not had good success getting my hands on 960 steering wheels. I probably just need to buy a whole 960 car just to get the airbag off of it to help these folks that's got these kind of steering wheels. Because in the U.S., the airbag's different and you need a 960 style airbag. So that's it. I'm going to put the link in the description about the little screw caps. I'll put Turbo Tony's information in there. And hey, if you ever need something, some part or something, send me a text, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you out. Check out my website. My phone number is there. You can always send me a text or an email off of that. I respond, number one, off of text. Number two, comments in YouTube. Number three, probably emails. Number four, Facebook, Messenger. I don't have it installed on my phone, but I do check it on my computer when I'm near my computer. And it goes downhill from there. And again, if you ask me to send you a part, please remind me that you're looking for that part. Don't be ashamed to do it weekly. Some people do it every couple of days until they get it, if it's something they really need. I had somebody that needed some shift cables. Man, they were hitting me up every day, and I found them a set of shift cables in about a week. I was able to help them out because those shift cables are hard to find now. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I got to do an inventory of a few things, put some more stuff on there, but we got plenty on there. And like I said, I got whatever you see on that website, I got 10 times more in my storage. So I might have what you need. Give me a buzz, let me know. We'll help you out as usual. Think I'm going to call it a little video here. Grab something for lunch. I appreciate you all stopping by. I appreciate the folks that have gone and got some merch, man. I've had several t-shirts that people went and got. I was doing a fundraiser for a new printer so I could print t-shirts, do more designs and stuff like that easier. And I'm kind of stalled on that because I didn't raise probably 10, maybe 15% of that. But I'm still planning on getting that printer. I just got to save up the money for it. I'm not one that borrows money for stuff. I don't like having debt for stuff like that. So I'm not going to buy it on terms. I'm going to have to pay cash for it whenever I can. Still working toward that. Help us cut t-shirts out of here faster. But hey, I appreciate you all support. Appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by and liking the video. Have a great day. When it cools down out here, I'm going to get back to work, but it is too hot.